After failing to capture the heroine, I was about to be completely wiped out. The system told me to eat and drink in the remaining time. So I checked into the hotel and contacted Shen Yue, room 1208. Come and sleep with me. You're crazy. Guchuan, have some shame. Shen Wei refused to come. I've been married for 5 years. I can't die without touching a woman. Then I sent a group text message. Shen Hui's bestie by Mingbing replied immediately. Open the door. Shen Hong, with door, sister Shen. Your Chu banged on the door outside it the second time. Gu Chuan, who else is in your room? Later, Shen Yue rushed to the scene with a dark face. Through the door, I asked her awkwardly, do you want to play mahjong? We can just get together for a table. After taking a shower, I changed into a sexy silk shirt, covered the sheets with rose petals, and then sent a text message to Shen Yue, room 1208, Hilton, come and sleep with me. Shen Yue quickly replied, you're crazy, Guchuan. Have some shame. I'm looking for myself. How can you be so shameless to sleep with your wife? Shen Hui was silent for a moment and sent a voice message. Guchuan, our marriage is just a formality. You can find whoever you want, don't bother me. A low male voice was mixed in the impatient voice. Second sister, does this shirt look good? Shen Hui's voice quickly softened. Without looking at her expression, I knew that she had a doting smile on her face. Chin Chen, you look good in anything. Shang Ho is Shang Hao's younger brother and the male protagonist of this world. On Shen Shai went to the orphanage to do charity. Shen Yue fell in love with this handsome and cute younger brother at first sight and begged her parents to adopt him. The two grew up together and went to school together. Unknowingly, Shen Hui's feelings for him had long surpassed the friendship between siblings. But Sheng Chen only regarded her as a sister. After her parents found out about Sheng Hui's idea, they also expressed strong opposition. In order to cut off Shen Hui's idea, the Shen family approached our Gu family for marriage, and the marriage was settled within a few months. This was exactly what I wanted because the target of my strategy was Shen Yue. Get married first and then slowly cultivate feelings. The one who is close to the water gets the moon first. For 5 years, even if she is an iceberg, I have to warm her up. In the first few months after I married into the family, Shen Yue was actually quite nice to me. She said, people like us are helpless. It's a family marriage, there is no love, and we live like puppets. I said, yes, we are husband and wife. Even if there is no love, we can be friends first. On the wedding night, we opened a bottle of red wine and sat on the balcony to enjoy the breeze. Shen Hui told me about her unrequited and almost crazy love for Shen Chen. I nodded vigorously. Oh my God, or the podcast is quite good. Am I breaking up a couple? Shen Hui raised her brows in surprise with a smile in her eyes. She curled her lips and leaned over to touch my wine glass. Guchuan, you are quite interesting. I will definitely make friends with you. Starting with being friends, my strategy plan went very smoothly. Zhang Hokui and I were forced by our parents to climb mountains, dive, and surf together. Zhang Hui likes all kinds of extreme sports, and I support her very well. The smile on Zhang Hui's face became brighter and brighter. Gu Chuan, it's so fun to hang out with you. My sister and Chen Chen don't like these things, especially Chen Chen. He is afraid of heights and doesn't even dare to climb higher mountains. System prompt Chen Hui's favorability towards me is rising wildly, 506,070. Host, it's 75. If it's over 80, it's more than just friends. You should work harder. While diving, Shen Yuwei's foot got stuck in the coral reef by accident. She pulled her leg hard, and the oxygen cylinder on her back hit the reef, causing the instrument to go crazy. Shen Hui covered her neck in horror, and a long string of bubbles came out of her mouth. She was a very conceited person with average diving skills, and she was unwilling to take a diving instructor. I swam to her side, pulled out my mouthpiece, stuffed it into her mouth, and then dived down, trying to pull her leg out. But her gaff was stuck too tightly, and I couldn't get it out after fiddling with it for a while. When I couldn't hold it anymore, Shen Hui lifted me up by my neck and stuffed the mouthpiece back into my mouth. We took turns sharing a mouthpiece, relying on that little bit of oxygen to get out of trouble. The two of us floated to the surface, gasping for breath. Shen Hui hugged me tightly, her body trembling in the surging waves. Guchuan, you're crazy, you'll die. I patted her back soothingly. It's okay. I calculated your fortune and your horoscope is very strong. You will live to at least 99. Shen Haowei smiled and said seriously, I was actually very lucky just now. Fortunately, I married you. I shouted exaggeratedly, wow, you won't fall in love with me so quickly, will you? Shen Hui pouted, you wish. I mean, if it was any other boy, I might really die. The system shouted, he lied. The progress of the strategy has reached 79. Sure enough, women are easily tempted when they are vulnerable. Host, you are about to succeed. Unfortunately, when Shen Shan appeared, everything was back to square one. We returned to China after our honeymoon, and it happened to be Shen Chen's 22nd birthday. The Shen family held a grand birthday party for him. I came out of Shen Qian's room and heard Shen Shen's shrill scream behind me. I was so scared that I rushed back immediately. What happened? Shen Qian was holding a high-end suit splashed with ink. His eyes were red, and he felt very aggrieved. Second brother-in-law, why did you ruin my suit? I know that my parents will introduce you to other relatives and friends at this banquet. You don't want to be still the limelight by me. I can understand. But this is my birthday, Shen Shen raised his head. This is ordered by my second sister for me after a long time. Second brother-in-law. Don't you like my close relationship with my second sister? What a stupid frame-up. I haven't touched your clothes or the bottle of ink. I looked around the room and saw the ink bottle lying on the floor. I nodded and said, how about this? I'll call the police and have them check if there are any fingerprints on it. Shen Shen's face turned pale. He shouted in panic. Family disgrace should not be made public. We can't even cover up this kind of thing in time. How can we call the police? Even if I hate you, I won't let you be ruined in public. Shen's mother also rushed to the scene. When she heard what Xin Chen said, she nodded in relief. Zhang Chan is very sensible. It's just a piece of clothing. Han will ask someone to send another one over. Don't pursue the other things first. Shen Hui stood behind me, staring at me with a complicated expression. I looked at him frankly. What's the matter? I didn't do it. Shen Hui hesitated for a moment, and then looked at Shen Chen. Shen Chen, is there any misunderstanding? Shen Chang's body trembled violently as if he had been shot, and was shaky and almost unable to stand. Second sister. Don't you know what kind of person I am? Do you believe him or me? Shen Yuwei's face immediately flashed with regret, and she walked over and put her arm around Shen Chen's shoulders. Second sister didn't mean that. The two hugged each other, and the system warned in my ear, the favorability has dropped to 60. In vain, it's really in vain. I saved your life at least, but after a month of getting along, am I such a villain in your eyes? I was bored and returned to my room alone and didn't even attend the banquet later. I was discouraged for a while, but there was no way. The strategy of working people had to continue. I cheered up again, tried to please Shen Haowei, and tried to dispel the misunderstanding. Slowly, Shen's ability towards me began to rise again. But the good times didn't last long. Shen Shen would make trouble from time to time, but Shen Hui's heart was always on his side. After several incidents, she completely lost her patience with me. That night, Shenghe is going to move out. I tried to keep her. What will your parents think of you? We're friends. Give me some face. Friends? Shenghe sneered, carrying her suitcase, with a sneer on her lips and a cold look in her eyes. Today, Chen told me a word, and I didn't know there were boys of this type. Boys like you are called green tea boys. They look carefree on the surface, but they are actually mean, dark, dirty, and vicious in their hearts. You're really disgusting. Women are really hard to feed. I gave her my oxygen underwater, carried her down the mountain my back for more than 10 miles when she was injured while riding a motorcycle, stayed up all night to take care of her after she had a hangover, and used my own private money to fill the gaps for her when she made mistakes at work. I worked like a slave for her, although I was nominally her husband, but she said we should be friends, so I didn't dare to cross the line. I did this. But she said I was mean, unvicious. What's the point of conquering her? I might as well die. It's a pity that after traveling through time for 5 years, I have only been around Sheng Hui, and I haven't even had time to take a good look at this world. The system prompts that I only have 1 month left, and my favorability has dropped to 30, so there is no hope at all. Host, what are your plans? If you fail this mission, your soul will be scattered and there will be no chance again. You should eat and drink. Eat and drink? I have been a rich young master for 5 years and I am tired of eating. Oh no, there is one thing I haven't tried, women. I can't die without even tasting the taste of meat. What a pity! But Shenhui rejected me. Who should I sleep with? I flipped through the WeChat list and found that there are actually quite a lot of candidates. Is it an idol drama? Whether it is the heroine or the supporting actress, or even the passerby, they all look pretty good. I picked out a few people with outstanding looks and temperament and forwarded the text message with one click. Room 1208, Hilton. Come and sleep with me. Bai Ningbing was the first to reply. What do you mean? Bai Ningbing is Shen Hui's best friend. Every time we go out to play, she is basically with us. Many times she looked at Shen Hui with envy. You can marry someone like Gu Chuan. Why is he so good to you? You little girl are so lucky. Now this blessing is your turn. I sent a selfie of my abdominal muscles. Stop talking nonsense. I'm lonely and miss women. If you don't come, I'll find someone else. Bai Ningbing said, then I can't let my friend down. Xiang Hui is my best girlfriend. Go Chuan, I didn't expect you to be that kind of person. You lost the truth or dare game? You didn't play it seriously, did you? That won't work. Even if you are that kind of person, I'm not that kind of person. I am very moral. What if Shen Hui finds out? But to be honest, she doesn't treat you well either. She just likes little milk dogs like Shen Shen. Yes, she was the one who let you down first. You are right, and I'm right too. At worst, you can get divorced and I'll get married. Then it's okay to fulfill my obligations in advance. I'm not a mistress. Psycho, he sent a long string of messages, almost one message every few seconds. Come or not. When I was about to block her, I heard Bai Ning's voice from outside the door. Gu Chuan, open the door. I looked at my phone in shock. It's only been 10 minutes. The Bai family is on the other side of the city. How did she get here? I opened the door. Bai Ningbing moved quickly, stretched out her long legs, and sneaked into the room. She closed the door with her backhand and pressed her body against the door like a little wife. Her fair face was red. Bai Ningbing looked me up and down, then quickly looked away, stretched out her hand to cover half of her cheek, and whispered, Why are you dressed like this? Nonsense. Of course I wear pajamas when I sleep. But you, how did you get here? You are really good. I patted Bai Ning's chest twice. The QQ bounce felt really good. My fingers were attached to Hearth-Inn's curtain moved down. The waist is not bad. My fingers stopped when I moved down again. I didn't know how to proceed to the next step. After hesitating for a moment, he looked up at Bai Ningbing. Why don't you do it? Bai Ningbing's face turned red like a pig's liver in an instant, and he stammered a few words. Gu Chuan, are you serious? Nervous? Am I faking it? Then get out. I pushed Bai Ningbing hard, and she took my wrist, a flash of hesitation in her eyes, and then raised her head and kissed me. At first, she tried carefully, and when she saw that I didn't resist, she went straight in, fierce and eager, one hand tightly around my waist as if to rub into my body. In the quiet space, there was only the violent panting of the two people, accompanied by Ningbing's strong heartbeat, thump, thump. My mind was blank, and I hugged Bai Ningbing tightly like a vine. Bai Ningbing is really interesting. She has a cheerful personality and always plays around with Shen Yue, but she is particularly polite and distant to boys. We met several times. When Shen Yue was around, she would naturally chat and laugh with me. Once Shen Yue left, she would immediately sit 800 meters away from me, pretending that she was not familiar with me. Just like today, she acted shy and reserved at first, but once she got started, her aggressive nature was immediately exposed. I don't know when we lay on the bed. Seeing that we were about to have sex, Bai Ningbing suddenly stopped. She pressed against my ear and panted softly. Her black pupils were filled with water and her voice was hoarse. Gu Chuan, I have no experience. What? I was shocked. No, you are a rich lady and you look like this. You told me that you have no experience. You are 30 years old. Are you lying? Bai Ningbing propped up her upper body and stared at me unhappily. Who is 30? I am only 23 this year. Then, when I met you 5 years ago, you were only 18. Yes, I just graduated from college last year. Gu Chuan, you don't know me at all. I was careless. By Ning Bing can play so well with Shen Yue. I have always spontaneously replaced her with our peers. I didn't expect that she is actually 6 years younger than me. No wonder I always felt that she looked so young before. It turns out that she is not well maintained, but really young. So young, I am even more excited. I excitedly tried to pull off by Ningbing's skirt, actually. I have no experience either, but it doesn't matter. I'm well read and have a lot of written experience. A few more will be more than enough. Just as my fingers hooked around by Ning Bing's skirt, the door was suddenly knocked again. Gu Chuan opened the door. The voice was cold and magnetic, and it also carried a sense of intimidation without anger. These few words were like a bucket of ice water poured over my head, instantly extinguishing my passion. I nervously pushed my Ning Bing away and began to stutter. Hide quickly. Sister Shen is here. I have always been a little afraid of Shen Yuchu. Although she is only 3 years older than Shen Huangli, she has taken over the family business and is the actual helmsman of the Shen family. She is usually serious, and I have seen her handle official business. She can easily decide other people's life and death in a calm and relaxed manner. Her superior look of looking down on everyone always makes me feel that she is not of the same generation as us. I was really out of my mind. I dared to send her such a text message. I hurriedly pushed Bai Ningbing away and walked around the room like a headless fly. I rushed over, pulled Bai Ningbing, and pushed her into the closet. Hide for a while. Bai Ningbing was also scared. How did Sister Shen know you were here? I don't know. She might be passing by. I put my finger on my lips, made a gesture to Bai Ning to keep quiet, pushed her head into the closet, and then closed the door. The door was knocked again. Guchuan, who else is in your room? I titted up my messy clothes and hair, walked over to open the door, and forced an exaggerated smile. Sister, why are you here? What who? There's no one in my room. Shen Yuchu was wearing a black dress and had a stern face. When her eyes swept over me, her pupils shrank uncontrollably. She narrowed her eyes. Did you have a fight with Shen Yue? I shrugged. No, she is too lazy to fight with me. You know we don't have much contact now. Shen Huchu nodded. I have asked the lawyer to send the divorce agreement. What agreement? The white and slender fingers slowly unbuttoned the collar of the skirt. I stared at the beautiful hand. My mind was completely confused. What divorce agreement? The divorce agreement between you and Shen Yue. Divorce. Why did my elder sister suddenly interfere in our marriage? I stared at her eagerly, sister. I was actually joking about that text message. I was playing truth or dare with my friends. Jen hiked forward step by step, and I stepped back step by step. But I shambled. My legs were against the sofa, and I couldn't retreat. The slender figure leaned down, and I was pressed under Shen Yuchu, and my heart was beating out of control. Because of fear, or perhaps other reasons that I didn't know myself, my body trembled slightly. Shenpo Kajuchu raised his head and kissed my Adam's apple. I was confused and forced to look up. My neck was bent like a trembling bowstring. The sound that came out of my mouth made me blush. Bai Mingbing couldn't stand it anymore and rushed out of the closet. Stop it. Her eyes were red and she pointed at me, almost crying with anger. Guchuan, you also sent a text message to Sister Shen. Ha himself up and looked at me sharply. You also contacted this girl. I wrapped my clothes tightly, unhuddled in a corner of the sofa. Actually, how many people did you send text messages to? I lowered my head and didn't dare to speak. I contacted 5 people, and the others ignored me. It can't be said that she ignored me. My senior sister replied the account was hacked. Another friend of Shen Yue excitedly gave a long speech. Shen Haas, is it fun for you to use your brother-in-law's phone to test me like this? I'm not that kind of person. You might as well test a girl by Ning Bing. Every time I look at Guchuan's eyes, I am not innocent. Tell me the result after the test. Bai Ning Bing wailed in grief. Is there anyone else? Guchuan, it turns out that I'm not the only one you choose. Shen Huchu's face was as gloomy as water. The first person you contacted was Bai Ning Bing. Bai Ning Bing's face was happy, so I was the first one. Or you thought of me first, right? Shen Luku took my phone from the coffee table and looked through the chat history. I rushed over to grab it. Just kidding, I didn't think of Shen Yuchu at all at the beginning, and I don't know why I had a brain attack and sent her a message in the end. If she knew that I was the last one among the five, wouldn't she strangle me to death? I wrote on Shen Yuchu and threw my phone onto the bed. Xiang Hong wanted to get up, but I held her down. The two of us were twisting our legs when the door rang again. Bai Ning Bing sneered. Okay, here comes another one. I want to see who else is in your heart. She strode over and opened the door. Shan Wei outside was obviously stunned. Why are you here? Bai Ningbing was embarrassed. Sister, listen to my excuse. Mei Wei pushed her away and walked into the room with a stack of divorce agreements. When she saw Shan Yuchu and I entangled, her face changed again. The two sisters looked at each other in silence for a long time. Shen Yuwei's face turned pale and she gritted her teeth and threw the divorce agreement at me. Gu Chuan, is this the reason you want to divorce me? You are so good at playing with these two. No wonder Qin Chen said you are disgusting and dirty, so cheap. The system urgently value 1519. Host, you should say a few words to please him. You will die. You will die soon. I swallowed the fishy sweetness in my throat and stretched out my hand to Shen Yue with a smile. Yes, I am so It happens that four people can get together to play mahjong. Do you want to join us? Halfway through the words, the blood rushed up and I couldn't suppress it anymore. I spit out a large mouthful of blood on my back and fell backwards dejectedly. She caught her conversation in her arms. For the first time, I saw her look panicked. Guchuan, what's wrong with you? Sorry, sister, I stained your clothes. After saying the last sentence, I closed my eyes and fainted. At the end of my consciousness, I only heard Bai Ning Bing's panic shout, call an ambulance, call an ambulance. It turns out that before a person dies, memories will really be like a revolving lantern, playing in front of my eyes one by one. I saw that Shen Hui and I stood side by side on the top of the mountain to watch the sunrise. She looked at me gently with the sunset reflected in her eyes. Guchuan, if it weren't for Shen Shen, I think I might have fallen in love with you. When she got into trouble at the company, the two of us hid it from my eldest sister and went to the company every day to work overtime to modify the report. The security guard was patrolling outside and we squatted under the table with our heads on top of each other. I bit the potato chips and they made a crunching sound. Sheng Hui nervously reached out and covered my mouth. Why are you like a mouse? Don't eat them. Our skin touched and our breaths intertwined. How can a person not be moved? She might be moved or she might waver, but the other end of the scale would always lean toward Shen Xinqin. For 5 years, it was all my woman's show. Now the show is over. My heroine has never entered my story. She is just a bystander, an indifferent spectator. She packed her things, stood up from her chair, and went outside to find her hero. It turns out that when a person doesn't love you, no matter how much effort you make, he just doesn't love you, and you can't force him at all. Love is fucked up. I started to have a high fever and my consciousness was hazy. I only heard someone calling my name in my ear. Guchuan, you are not allowed to die. I order you to wake up. The cold hand lingered on my face. I turned my head comfortably, rubbing it against the delicate and soft palm and whispering, I'm afraid of death too. But what can I do? My strategy failed. I'm finished. Why doesn't Shen Yue love me? What should I do? What strategy? It's just a strategy. I said a lot of nonsense. My body was so hot that I couldn't bear it. I eagerly grabbed the hand and covered it against my chest. I'm so hot. Your hand feels so comfortable. Can you help me? A cold chill traveled throughout my body, and then for some reason my body became even hotter. I pushed her away in resistance. No more ice. Why are you so hot? Go away. Change to something cold. My earlobe was bitten, and the warm breath sprayed on the side of my neck. Don't even think about it, Guchuan. You can only belong to me. When I woke up again, the sky was bright, and there were pure white sheets under me. Someone held my hand, sat on the chair beside the bed, and put his head on my stomach to sleep. The system prompted code in my ears. Host, you are lucky. The favorability stays at 10, and you still have a dog life. I breathed a sigh of relief. It would be a pity if I died just by drinking a little broth. Fortunately, nothing happened. I must not provoke Shen Yue again in the next few days to lower her favorability. I sat up and pushed the head on my chest. By Ning Bing, wake up. The other party raised her head. Her facial features were cold and beautiful. Her eyebrows and eyes were like ink. Big sister, is it you? Shen Chu said with a gloomy face, are you disappointed? No, how could it be? It's you, big sister. Aren't you very busy? How do you have time to accompany me in the hospital? How long have I slept? Shen Chu stared at me straight. Her eyes were at arc, with emotions that I couldn't understand at all. Gu Chuan, let's make a deal. I will help you to capture Shen Yue. I was shocked. How did you know, system? When you were unconscious, you explained the whole cause and effect to him. If you know, just know. Anyway, you're going to die. It doesn't matter. That's right. I am a dying person. If Shen Huchu succeeds, I will save my life for nothing. If he fails, I will not lose anything. I nodded, okay. What about you, big sister? Since it's a deal, what do you want? Shen Yuchu held my hand and kissed me on the side of my mouth. I want you. I didn't expect that the first thing Shen Yuchu did was to anger Shen Qin. The Shen family villa is very big. Shen Huchu lives alone on the third floor, and Shen Qin and I live on the second floor. After I was discharged from the hospital, Shen Hu had sent a lot of luxury goods to Shen Qian's room. Shen Qian picked out an imperial green jade pendant and proudly showed it off to me. Does it look good? My eldest sister gave it to me. Shen Kao sat on the sofa and nodded with a smile. Everything Chen Qin picked looks good. Shan Chang looked at me provocatively and lowered his voice. Gu Chuan, did you see that? Even if you pretended to be sick or dead, my second sister wouldn't even look at you. So, what if we're husband and wife? I'm the center of the Shen family. No matter whether it's my eldest sister or my second sister, they all love me the most. Don't even think about replacing me. I've never been able to figure out what Shen Qin is thinking. He obviously doesn't like Shen Yue. Shen Yue hinted at her several times, but he refused her firmly. But he couldn't stand Shen Hui and I getting along well. As long as he saw that we had a good relationship, he felt uncomfortable all over and had to make trouble and use some unpresentable tricks. The trick was very clumsy, but it worked for Shen Yue. No matter what conflicts we had, she always believed in Shen Shen unconditionally. I've never won in front of Shen Shen. Just like this time, Shen Yue saw me spit out a large mouthful of blood with her own eyes and saw the ambulance take me away with her own eyes, but Shen Qin said that I was pretending and that I just did this deliberately because I was caught in bed by him and couldn't get off the bed. Shen Hui believed it. I was in the hospital for a week, and she didn't come to see me once, nor did she call or text me. Xinjiang Yuchu took me home. She pretended not to know me and didn't even look at me. But I don't know how Shan Wuchu explained to her about checking into the hotel, and she didn't mention divorce again. Our relationship returned to the stagnant state it was before. I ignored Shen Qin and walked to the reception desk to pour coffee. Xiang Hongno Sheng walked in from the door. Shen Chen turned around and ran towards her happily. Sister, you are back. I like the things you gave me. Look at this jade pendant. It's in great condition. Shen Huchu's face turned dark. She reached out and snatched the jade pendant from Shen Qian's hand without mercy. Why did you take Gu Chuan's jade pendant? Shen Chen seemed to be struck by lightning. His face turned pale and his lips trembled. Sister, what are you talking about? These are obviously all given to me by you. Shen Huichturm, you are worthy? How many things did you take from Gu Chuan? Give them all back to him. Shen Chen was so angry that he clenched his fist. Someone took his things. Big sister, what are you talking about? Shen Hui saw that the situation was not right and hurried over to persuade her, hugging Shen Chen and distressed lie. Big sister, how could Chen Shen take other people's things? Is there any misunderstanding? The housekeeper lowered his head and whispered to Shen Yuchu, Miss, the maid made a mistake. The gifts that were supposed to be given to the second brother-in-law were sent to the young master's room. If he can't even do this, let him resign tomorrow. Move the things back to Gu Chuan's room. Gu Chuan, come with me to the study. I have something to tell you. I felt so happy and followed Shen Hui and Shen Yuchu upstairs. Shen Kong was so angry that his eyes seemed to be able to spit fire, but he didn't dare to contradict Shen Wuchu, so he could only vent his anger on Shen Yue. Shen Hui comforted him. That's because I just recovered from a serious illness, and I helped Big Sister a lot in the company before, so she gave me a gift. Shen Tang has been spoiled by Shen Hui away in recent years, and always feels that all the good things in the house should belong to him. He lost face in front of me this time. Can you swallow this? I don't know why Shen Yuchu's attitude towards him has been particularly cold these days. When he speaks, she turns a deaf ear to him with a stern face. When I interrupt, Shen Yuchu immediately responds to me. When I went to the company in the morning, Shen Chen was about to go out and wanted to take a ride with Shen Yuchu. Chen Hu Shao, I'm busy. Sister, are you free to give me a ride? I just need to go to the mall. Shen Chen rolled his eyes. Didn't you hear that sister said you were busy? The mall and the company are in two directions. Don't you understand what I'm saying? Shen Yuchu took my hand intimately. I'm free. Let's go. I'll take you there. Shen hungry that he was about to go crazy. Sister was rude to everyone, but she was so nice and affectionate to me, he couldn't stand it at all. Besides, my eldest sister is not as stupid as Shen Yuwei. She used to frame a plan, but Shen Yuchu saw through it at a glance. If you do it again, you won't stay in the Shen family anymore. In his fanatical jealousy, Shen Chen finally lost his mind and was ready to get rid of me, and he also walked into the trap that Shen Po Qingqiu had carefully laid out for him. The Shen family has a holiday villa on Siming Mountain. The Shen family is used to staying there for 2 days on weekends. Among them, the most remote wooden house suddenly caught fire. I ran over to check the fire, only to see Shen Qian rushing out of the door of the wooden house in a panic. Guchuan, my second sister is still in there. Her leg is stuck. What? I immediately rushed into the wooden house. An Xinxin followed. When I was frantically looking for Sheng Wei, he held a short knife and stabbed it into my back. I screamed and fell to the ground. Shen Shen's face was ferocious. Guchuan, go to hell. Sheng Huo will not like you, and Big Sister will never like you. Big Sister is mine, and mine alone. The ground was covered with blood. I struggled to stand up. Where is Shen Bai? How is she Han Chen Miu Wei? Is she okay? Shen Han laughed wildly. Shi Wei is not here. It's so late, and you are still thinking about her. Guchuan, you are so pathetic. I covered my wound with red eyes, but still raised my head stubbornly. I know she doesn't like me no matter how much I have done. When you framed me before, she believed you without hesitation for a second. But what can I do? I just like her. I was so happy to marry her for a long time. Shen Han, I don't understand you. If you obviously don't like her, why you want to break us up like this? Under my guidance, Shen Qin proudly told me all the things he had done to frame me in the past. He didn't know that in a secret corner outside the window, a drone had captured everything. Shen Chen laughed grimly. Stupid. Of course, it's because I don't want it, and I don't want to give it to others even if I destroy it. I could have spared your life before, but you actually coveted my elder sister. My elder sister is mine. I have loved her for so many years, and I can't get her. Why do you have the right? And go to hell. Shen Chen stabbed me in the abdomen again, twisting the dagger vigorously, and a large mouthful of blood burst out of my mouth, struggling desperately. A burning pillar fell on my head and pressed on me, and Shen Chen hurriedly fled the scene. After he left, the people arranged by Shen Huyaowei and left a charred fake corpse in the original place. The Shen family was still gathering in the villa, and no one noticed the fire in the wooden house. It was not until the time was almost up that Shangren grabbed his hair and rushed into the living room in embarrassment. Oh no! The cabin is on fire. My second brother-in-law is still in it. Everyone rushed out to put out the fire. The firefighting measures around the villa were complete, and the fire was quickly extinguished with a high-pressure water gun. Shen Hui was the first to rush into the wooden house and then stood at the door with a pale face. Shen Chen leaned over to take a look and immediately shouted in horror, second brother-in-law is dead. Xiao Hongwei seemed not to hear it, with a blank expression on her face, stunned and motionless. Shen Shan continued, I heard the second brother-in-law talking to a woman on the phone, and the person asked him to wait in the utility room. Who is the second brother-in-law waiting for? Who wants to hurt him? Shen Hui's eyes turned mechanically. You mean he ran here to have a tryst with a woman? Her eyes were wide open, and she suddenly laughed. Gu Chuan, why are you so mean? Why are you so mean? Why are you so mean? As she laughed, tears poured down her face, and her crazy and sinister look scared Xiang Hong to conclusions. You guys pick up the bodies, and the rest of you come with me. Leading everyone back to the living room, Shen Huichu turned on his phone directly. I was testing a drone just now, and I don't know if I got any footage of the cabin. Everyone here today is from the Shen family, and I want to see who Gu Chuan is having an affair with. The picture was projected onto the big screen, and Shen Shen and I appeared at the door of the cabin. Shen Shen's face was filled with anxiety. Gu Chuan, my second sister, is still inside. Her leg is stuck. Everyone turned their heads to look over. Shen's face turned extremely pale. At the end of the picture, I lay on the ground, trembling as I stretched out my hand, looking up at the sky with great attachment. I'm glad you're okay. Shen Wei, if there is an X life, can you be nicer to me? The corners of Shen Yuwei's mouth twitched involuntarily. She staggered a step and actually spit out a mouthful of blood. Shen Shan cried in fear and took several steps back. Second sister, it's not me. I didn't mean it. You bastard. Shen Yuwei rushed over, grabbed Shen Shen's neck with one hand, and slapped him hard on the face. She was like a madman, and her hands were merciless. Shan Shan's face soon swelled like a pig's head. But everyone just watched, and no one went up to persuade him. Seeing that Shen Shen was about to fake Shen Huiche coldly enough. Even if you beat Shen Shen to death, he can't be resurrected. Someone take him to the police station and take the video. Gu Chuan has suffered so much injustice in the past few years. You are his wife, but you helped Shen Shen humiliate him. Now you pretend to be like this. Is it fun? Shen Huwei was speechless, holding her head in despair and squatting on the ground. I am sorry for him. I am sorry for him. Gu Chuan, I am sorry. I am sorry. Shen Huiwei collapsed and cried. I lay on the leather seat of the Rolls Royce, eating ice cream comfortably, listening to the system's surprise broadcast in my ear. 506,070. Oh, my God, it's over 80. Good guy, Shampoo Chu is really awesome. I licked the ice cream inside. Women still understand women. Shen Chu said that women are like this. They don't care when they have it, and they regret it when they lose it. The strategy of obeying Shen Yuwei like me is wrong from beginning to end. No matter how good you are to her, she will be touched at first, and she will get used to it soon. Habits are terrible, just like a normal person who usually doesn't think about how happy it is to be healthy. Until he is lying on the hospital bed with missing arms and legs, he will be surprised how rich he used to be. So, my progress will be stuck. Only when I die and disappear from Shenhua world, she will react to my importance. In the next few days, Shen Yuwei suffered more and more. She began to suffer from insomnia all night long, crying while holding my photo. She sat on my bed from dusk to dawn, from sunrise to sunset with empty eyes, as if her soul had died with me. I thought the strategy was going to succeed, but the progress bar was stuck at 95 and couldn't go up. I sat cross-legged on the carpet, holding a watermelon and eating it with a spoon. I looked up at Shen Huchu. Sister, what's the matter? Your good impression is not lasting anymore. Shen Huchu lay on the sofa, her fingertips entangled in the ends of my hair and playing with it. Women will not regret forever. After regretting for a period of time, the feelings will slowly fade. You still have to look forward and live your own life. I was anxious, dropped the watermelon and looked down at her. What should I do next? Shen Huchu pinched my chin, and her slow breath sprayed on my face. Do you know why Shen Yuwei likes Shen Chen? I nodded. Childhood sweethearts, Shen Yuchu sneered. Wrong. Because Shen Chen is her brother. The forbidden sense of sin is like opium, which makes people unable to stop and willing to sink. The white and slender fingers picked off the buttons of my shirt, lingered on the collarbone, and continued down. We in the Shen family have dirty blood in our bones. Shen Huchu held me tightly, and there was an undisguised domineering desire in his deep eyes. Gu Juan, from the second you appeared in my eyes, I swear to get you, my dear brother-in-law. The fingers rubbed and teased, and my whole body was tense, and the numb pleasure surged through my body like a wave. The watermelon fell to the ground, and a reed juice soaked the carpet. I was drowsy for a moment and heard Shen Hu Chu's devilish whisper in my ear. Do you know how to completely win Shen Hu Wei's heart? Become someone who is close to her within her reach, but out of reach. Shen He's expression was distorted by anger and excitement. Who do you say he is? Shen Hu Chu curled her lips. His name is Gu Heng, my newlywed husband, and also your eldest brother-in-law. Husband, come and say hello to your sister-in-law. I hugged Shen Hu Chu into my arms, stretched out my hand to Shen Yue, and said in a distant tone, Hello, I'm Gu Heng. 然后呢，小孩是很有趣. He changed my name, dyed my hair flaxen, arranged for me to be a Chinese young master, and brought me back to the Shen family so casually. Although my hairstyle and style were very different from before, I had been in the Shen family for 5 years, and everyone was not blind. Soon someone privately discussed that Gu Heng is Gu Chuan. Gu Chuan, are you still alive? I know that the fire was arranged by you. The progress bar of the strategy jumped from 95 to 99. 9. Shen Hu Wei pulled me into her arms, but Shen He held my hand tightly and pulled me back forcefully with a sharp look in his eyes. Shen He Wei, you have crossed the line. I also cooperated with a confused look. What are you doing? I don't know you. In the next few days, Shen He Wei was like a perverted stalker, never leaving her side with her eyes fixed on me. Shen Hu Chu was on high alert and didn't give us any chance to be alone. He also loved to show his affection in front of Shen Yue, and from time to time he would get into my arms to kiss me, act coquettish lie to me, and twist around on my legs. Is your sister looking at me? I asked in a low voice one time. Shen Hu Chu curled his lips and pulled me upstairs. Her husband just died, and she is not mentally normal. Don't worry about her. Let's go back to the room. I turned to look at Shen Hui. She clenched her teeth, and the anger and jealousy in her eyes almost ignited me. I blinked at her quickly, pointed my finger at the back garden, and pretended to be about to cry. At 1 o'clock in the middle of the night, I slipped downstairs in my pajamas, and Shanghai was waiting for me in the back garden. The moon was as cold as water, and she stood under the tree in a daze. When she saw me appear, her breathing stagnated. She took a cautious step forward and called hoarsely, Gu Chuan. I hesitated for a moment and nodded. Shen Yuwei's eyes suddenly lit up, and she wanted to hug me excitedly. I stepped, don't come over. Her eyelids trembled, and she smiled bitterly. Okay, don't be afraid, I won't come over. I'm sorry for what happened in the past, Gu Chuan. Can we start over? I shook my head, wrapped my nightgown tightly, walked to the swing and sat down, and began to tell the story I had made up. In that fire, my elder sister saved me. But when I woke up, I lost my memory, and I didn't remember the past until yesterday. And I forgot everything in the past. I don't want to see you in so much pain anymore. Shen Hui, let's all move on. I'm Shen Chu's husband now. Shen Hui took a few steps forward and held my hand, trembling. Lie, do you still have me in your heart? Otherwise, why bother about my pain? I felt as if I was pricked by a needle. My pupil shrank suddenly. I retracted my hand in panic, bit my lower lip and shook my head desperately. No, I haven't liked you for a long time. Ever since you left me alone on the top of the mountain for Shinshu, left me alone on the top of the mountain for Shinshin, ever since you slapped me for Shinshin, ever since you smashed the gift I carefully prepared for Shen, I lowered my eyes, choked up, and crystal tears rolled down one by one, falling on the back of the dagger. Said, Shen Hui looked very painful and hugged me uncontrollably. It's my fault. I treated you so badly, and after you recovered your memory, the first thing you thought of was to let me not suffer. Gu Chuan, you are the stupidest boy I have ever seen. I struggled desperately and pushed her away. We can't do this. I'm your brother-in-law. That's the brother-in-law, I cried sadly. But Shen Yue hugged me tighter and hurt ears with my collar. It's not like this. I like you. I have always liked you. I have been attracted to you for a long time, but I never found it. Favorability 100. Congratulations to the host. The strategy is successful. You will get a system reward of 10,000 points, and you can buy items in the mall for the next strategy. Finally succeeded. I felt relieved, and my tense body relaxed instantly. Shen Huawei's lips moved up along my neck, eagerly searching for my lips. I raised my arm and slapped her hard in the face. Her head tilted to one side, and she covered her cheek with her hand in disbelief. I wiped away my tears and snorted coldly. You dare to tease my brother-in-law? Beast, get out of here! Shen Huai's voice came from behind. Ahang, come here. I ran over and hugged Shen Yuchu's arm. Wife, listen to my explanation. No need to explain, I believe everything you say. Shen Huawei thought I was acting and still looked at me with grief, guilt, and heartache. But I just put my arm around Shen Yuchu's waist and walked away without looking back. The strategy was successful, and Huan Yuwei's behavior had nothing to do with me. I asked Shen He to travel around the world alone, but of course she didn't agree, stay by my side obediently. Shen Wuchu's possessiveness was amazing and dark, and his methods were cruel and sharp. He was not a normal person. I never dared to yell at her before, but now I have the confidence. I pushed her down on the bed and wrote on her, I'm informing you, not asking for your opinion. Shen He raised an eyebrow. Are you going to rebel? I slowly untied my tie and tied her hands to the head of the bed. I forgot to tell you one thing. There are system rewards for successful strategy. One of the rewards is I can leave this world at any time. Han Huichu's expression changed suddenly. She broke free from her arms and tried to sit up. I pointed my finger at her forehead, pressed her back, and whispered in her ear, I am free, Shen Yuchu. No one can be my master. Her voice quickly softened and her empty hand tightened my waist. A smile appeared in her eyes. The little puppy turned over and became the master. That's really interesting. She still had that confident tone, but rarely indulgent. The next morning, when Shang Wuchu saw the people who came to pick me up for the plane, he couldn't laugh at all. Bai Ming Bing, sitting in the convertible sports car, whistled in high spirits. Gu Chuan, get in the car. I sat in the passenger seat and waved to Shen Yuchu. Didn't I tell you? Now, I have the final say on how the script is written. Bai Ming Bing stepped on the accelerator, and my voice was scattered in the wind amid the roar of the engine, unrestrained and free. This is my life. Shen Huat stood there with clenched fists, his face as dark as the bottom of a pot. Shen Yuwei hid behind the door, staring blankly at the direction I left, her eyes full of pain, regret, and reluctance, but that had nothing to do with me.